So, hello everybody. Today I'm joined by James. James, thank you for taking some time today to chat with me. Do you want to do a little quick intro, let everybody know who you are and what it is exactly that you do?
Yeah. Um, James Cox, I run Welcome Football, and we help um, university graduates and career changers work in the football industry, whether that's coaching, whether it's scouting, any sort of role. We help those people land jobs in football.
Cool. Thanks for coming on, James. So, bit of context for the audience. Me and James been working together about 2 months now, coming up to the 3 month mark. But yeah, James is we've seen some amazing progress. He's done some amazing work, and it's exciting watching his growth. So I thought I'd bring him on here and get him to share his experience. So we'll jump into it. So, James, do you want to let everybody know, like before we started working together, which was in May now, so we're in July, what was the sort of main frustration that you were hoping that Evolut could really help you with?
Yeah, I think first of all, I can't believe it's nearly 3 months like that's gone. This
It's
absolutely
gone.
went by.
Yeah, I know.
Um, I think so. I just wanted to sort of be really clear on what I needed to do to make the next step in the business. Um, I worked with someone before who sort of does like a similar service, and um, I learned a lot from it, but it wasn't like the one-to-one support that I needed. I really needed someone who I could, like I say, really have that one-to-one, like literally just back and forth, back and forth. So that's what I needed in terms of going to the next steps. So yeah, that was sort of what I was dealing with um, before sort of working with you.
Yeah, and so at the time then, like obviously you were doing well when we first started talking, like you were getting a lot of calls and things like that. But what was your general feeling around like in lead generation, calls, sales, and just getting clients in general? Because there were a few little bottlenecks there for you that were present. So would you be comfortable sharing what those were at the time or
Yeah, so I was sort of and ahhing with like a lower ticket and a higher ticket option basically, and then
yeah.
it was when I wanted to focus on the high ticket, it was like how can I get that up and running? Um, what strategies, how to get leads, people, that type of stuff. So yeah, and I was just like in sort of two minds. I didn't know whether to go for like a landing page, book a call, or ads or whatever. Um, so yeah, that's probably where I'd say I was just a little bit like clear. Like you said, we was doing not too bad, but I wasn't clear on where what we needed to do to get to where I want to. And now it's sort of crystal, to be honest.
Yeah, no, cool. And I think that's it's good that you shared that because I think that's common for a lot of people. Like there's so much noise in terms of like try this strategy, try this approach, do this to get leads, do that. So yeah, I can completely understand that at that point in your journey. And so again, you don't necessarily need to name drop, but like what had you tried before? And you sort of touched on it, but what was your experience like with other things you tried when it came to like leads, getting more clients and growing?
Yeah, so in January, I was working with like an agency who would take 35% commission, and they would, supply people in the sales department and stuff. Um, and they were like really hard working, but I don't know, it just didn't really work. And then I worked with another guy who does similar to you in terms of helping people like scale their info products and consultants and coaches who's doing really well and like really really big in the space and yeah, like I say, the main sort of thing was like the one-to-one support, which the first like the agency gave me, but it just didn't really work. A little bit on my behalf as well. I was a little bit inexperienced back in sort of December, Jan, and then the second one, lots of good knowledge. But like I say, I needed that sort of one-to-one support. So that's in terms of what I've tried in the past. Those two are the sort of main ones.
Yeah. And so just I guess more for the viewers context, like when we started in May, what made you go ahead and take the decision to work with us?
I thought. because obviously I've spent quite a bit of money before in, various commissions or things. So I'd got over that fear of like investing, because I think that's a big thing that maybe if you've not invested in a coach or a business coach or whatever it is, first you have that fear. I got over that fear, and then I was like, let's just try this option. Obviously, you see the good results. We'd been speaking for months anyway, and I was like, we had a call, and I was like, and ahhing. I wasn't sure if it was like the right fit, in terms of how you could help like my specific business, but then kept seeing the results, and then had another call, and then I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Cool. So let's get to the fun part then. So, like I said, the time's gone quick, but it's turned around quick. So since May, do you want to do a little breakdown for the viewers in terms of what sort of results you've been able to achieve?
Yeah, so just so much more leads, people interested. Um, Obviously, the ads have worked really, really well. That was a big thing. Obviously, you speak about the Beaker system. Is that right?
Yeah, that's the
That
one.
system, yeah. And that's worked. Uh, I can't see it not working as well. Just I was thinking about this earlier for other people. If you follow the steps, if you follow the course material, and if you take your advice, I don't know. I would struggle to see how it doesn't work in terms of more leads, blah blah blah. And yes, since we started working, the numbers have probably gone up sort of by the business in terms of like 4 or 5x in terms of improvements, which is obviously really good, which is very very good. And and it is literally just the start as well. I think like that's the thing. Like it will just, hopefully it will keep going and going, which means that we can invest. We just hired this week, made our first hire. You obviously help with that as well, and we've got another one coming, which you've been part of that process. Which again, when we first had the conversation, we didn't even think that would be like that wasn't even included. Like we didn't even talk about that, but the
Yeah.
fact that it's happened is really good as well. Um, so yeah, that's the main thing in terms of the numbers. But like I say, more like the crystal clear now on, like we said, this is the goal in terms of whether that's a revenue goal or whether that's, wanting to expand or whatever. And then you've mapped out exactly what we need to do to get there. And then we talk pretty much every day, which, like I said at the start, the one-to-one support, that's the best thing for me. Um,
Yeah.
Obviously, the weekly calls, the group calls in the group as well, the community. But just if I have a problem, just being able to message, um, you take sort of 4 or 5 days to reply. No, I'm joking. Within a few hours, you get a reply, pretty much instantly, and that just means that I'm not waiting around, and that's why I think we've had the sort of early success.
Yeah. No, and mate, it's amazing, and hats off to you as well. Like you said, like the process is mapped out, and you've trusted it, you've given it your all, and you've followed it, and like you said, the results will speak to yourself. So being able to 4 5x the business in the last since May is just absolutely unbelievable. So very well done, mate, and I'm very happy for you. And yeah, and we were talking before. Would you be happy to share like in the last 3 days how many discovery calls you've booked in the last couple of
And,
days?
so I think what was it? What day is it? It's Thursday. It's Friday.
Friday,
So
Friday.
Wednesday was like 16. I think Wednesday 16. Thursday was 12, and then today so far is, what day is it? 18th, like 8 or 9, I think.
Wow.
And then I think I've got down written here. So the first week we done, when it was first started, we done like 20 calls, I think. We managed to get a couple of new members to our platform like instantly within like, might have been first like 3 days of ads or something like that, which was, sometimes you're told by agencies or you're told by people, ads are going to kick in. The first month is just about seeing blah blah what works, blah blah blah. But within 3 days, we'd made all the, well, 3 days would have only been about, well, I don't know roughly how much, but a big sort of X in terms of return on it. Um, and yeah, the numbers are really good in terms of book calls and how the ads are doing.
Yeah, no, amazing, mate. Well done. It's inspiring for the people watching as well, because I know there's people watching who are not as far in their journey as you and still looking to get there. So yeah, I mean, last 3 days, almost 30, 35 odd calls, which is amazing. And like you said, it's just yeah, it's been amazing to watch it, and I'm excited. And back to what you said earlier, like it is just genuinely just is the beginning for you. Like you said, you've just hired a closer, you've got the setter on full time now. So mate, very very well done. I'm very happy for you. So you've sort of touched on it as ready already, but just to touch on it again in case there's anything you didn't mention. What's been your favorite part about working together? I've really enjoyed working with you because you've followed the process, you've been easy to communicate with, you've trusted me and it's happened. But for you, what's been your favorite part?
Just the communication, pretty much. Yeah, just the communication,
Uh,
the one-to-one support, definitely.
Cool, amazing, cool. And I guess one question which will be interesting as well for the viewers to hear is that when we first started, did you have any hesitations or concerns before joining us, or were you just all in?
A little bit, but that's the same thing with everything. Like people who join our membership and our program, they have concerns as well because they're spending money on something. So yeah, a little bit, but like I said, we've spoken for a while, and like I said, I'd invested before, so I was less cautious, which definitely helped. But yeah, a couple of concerns, but obviously, if someone's watching this, I imagine that they're thinking about joining, or like they're thinking about using you and you know you helping them. And I'd say if you obviously it's your business, so you should put the work in and stuff. But if you're willing to do that, if you follow the process, then it will, you will get really, really good results. Whether you're a coach or a consultant or you're an agency or you're like any of these type of businesses, um, watch all the content, just do the work, turn up to the calls, yeah, and you'll have success. But if you're thinking about it, I'd say do it because the return it's got me. I mean, we won't go into exactly how much. The return it's got is and I hope none of my competitors are watching this. But if they are, no, but if you're watching it, yeah, the return is really good. So so yeah, I'd go for it if anyone's watching.
Perfect. Thank you, mate. Well, I was about to ask you who do you recommend us to, but you covered that, so perfect. So thank you so
I have
much.
I've spoken to friends who are doing like similar businesses, reached out to them and said, look at this guy. So yeah, I have, and I would continue to.
Oh, thank you so much, mate. I appreciate that. And like I said, genuinely, it's genuinely been a pleasure working with you, and I've really enjoyed what we've been building together. And like we said earlier, it feels like we've got to such a good point, but it feels like we've just started to really blow off the ceiling now and take it to the next level. So yeah, mate, I'm really excited to see how the next few months goes. And thank you again for jumping on. So just for anybody watching, if you want to see a little bit more about the process that I've done with James, how it works, and to get a few more details, I'll leave the links for that in the description. But James, thank you again for jumping on, and excited to see what the next few months hold.
All right, cheers.
Cheers. Thank you, mate.